Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next episode of Vinyl Stallions!
3.0! You heard that right, Stallions. We are coming at you with a Vinyl Roulette 3.0! And a perfect 3 would make for a perfect trifecta of a unit to break down what we experience. So today we have Mr. Michael Geiman. Wait, did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, you did, sir.
Oh,
Thank you very much for having me.
Of course. So you honestly probably have heard Michael's names countless times if you have dove into our episodes in the past. Michael is a homie of the Stallions, and you heard it correctly here that he participated in this Vinyl Roulette. You were actually a part of the first Vinyl Roulette as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you listen to Vinyl Roulette 1, that would be one spot where you would have heard Michael's name.
I know I did. Yeah.
That's right. God, that feels like light years ago, and I think it was only at like the end of March is when we did that.
It was a while ago, yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's, It's relative. It's relative.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, for those who don't know what Vinyl Roulette is, it's a very simple game. We combine Spruce and I's vinyls into one collection. We find a way to randomize which albums are pulled, and then we just listen to them. It's about as simple as it gets, and there's 6.
Yeah, so 6 make the full roulette. So we've done a half, which is only 3, but 6 is what we've determined as the full roulette. And so in the past, we have Club has this like top hat. I guess we've done it in multiple hats, but we have written them all out or like typed them all out and like cut them on actual hard sheets of paper, each album that we have. And this time we were like, fuck that. That's too much work. And Club is out there just buying albums constantly. So everything's changing. So we were like, fuck it. We're going to keep it on an Excel document and we'll just randomize a number. So that is how we decided this time of which albums to choose.
We have a master list, and anything that's been pulled before in a previous roulette gets pulled off the list, except for Dave. And then whatever number row that album is, the number random generator tells you what you're going to listen to.
And you have no choice. You listen to it all the way through.
Yeah.
And yes, and we learned. So yeah, to end the first one, I remember we had Dream Theater
Double Discer, that's right.
Double Discer to end the 1.0, the first one ever, and it was just like insane music, and you don't have a choice. You're listening to it all the way through.
Same with Sonic Boom to begin
oh my God, how could I forget about Sonic Boom? Yeah, that was one of
everyone here needs to listen to Sonic Boom, I swear.
for about 30 seconds.
Yeah, they at least need to go through what we went through. So it's
dude.
Oh my God.
No, yeah, I can't believe I didn't put Sonic Boom first there that you have to listen to. That thing was, I don't even know how to put it into words. Just
experimental space rock.
Yeah, like, what are we doing, guys?
Yeah, like what the fuck is happening? Hey, we had to do it. So this one, I think I went first. And I went up and I clicked the button and we randomized it. I wish we remembered.
But before we dive in, should we explain the little side game that we created?
Oh yeah,
yeah. That's because he did go first. Because he decided to do it.
True.
So the side game, and we mentioned this in the previous Vinyl Roulette episodes, there is something called odds boosts, which we put a little spin on it this round. So everyone was able to select 50 choices on albums that they wanted to increase the odds of getting chosen. And there was a cap of 5 as far as like how many times you could put the same album. So like, let's say I wanted Prince 1999. I couldn't use all 50 of my selections on that one album. I could only go up to 5. So that means the fewest amount of albums I could boost the odds of getting picked were 10. The highest number would be 50 if I just assigned 1 to 50 different albums. And so the little side game we created was if you would pull a card from just a deck of cards, And if the next card after that first card you pulled was higher than the first card, then the album would be selected exclusively from the pool of 50 that you boosted. And if the second card was lower than the first card, forget about it. Your odds boosts are done.
And we had a taste of kind of both scenarios with this. So I believe Michael said, you know what, I'm just going to let my odds boost do the thing. He stepped back from that bonus game, but Club and I stepped up. I went first and immediately just got destroyed. Like immediately,
yeah, you drew like a queen or something, and we were like, "Oh, that sucks."
Yeah, and I got like a 6, and so all my odds was out. And I spent the most time on them. I literally like had like 1 or 2 different albums, so many different albums, and boom, gone. Hey, but that's what you get when you play. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. I was a loser, but Klepp.
Yeah, I did the opposite. I drew like a 3, and yep, my next card was higher, so my selection was pulled exclusively from my odds boost. But Spruce was up first.
So I'm
and
up
what
first.
did he get?
I'm reaching in there. I'm reaching in the fake hat. There's no hat. It's not there. We're looking at the TV, and then boom, we click shuffle. Scroll down, and we get The Hunting Party by Linkin Park.
And what are the odds? Because I would say like probably like 75% of what's in there is just classic rock, and like the rest is like jam bands, jazz. There's very few like metal, but we got metal.
Yeah. I mean, that was basically just like really good workout music. That's what I took away from it. You know, we all know Linkin Park. We know all their hits and everything, but I don't know if I saw. Believe me, we don't need hits or anything, but I didn't recognize really any songs. As far I'm very, very casual, if not below casual, listening of Linkin Park. I don't hate them. I don't love them, but were any like big singles or hits on The Hunting Party? I can't recall.
No, not at all.
Okay.
So that album is their 6th album. So that band, they had, their first 2 albums are their massively popular ones where like everyone would know a lot of the songs off of. And then they had 3 Rick Rubin albums in a row. And so then their 6th one, they're coming off of 3 Rick Rubin albums, and they went back to self-produced. And so it was sort of like a return to the sound from their first 2 albums. It's very much a fan-oriented album, not much of a mainstream album. I don't even remember what the singles were off that album. I think Masquerade might have been one of them, the Final Masquerade. But that's about it. Yeah, not a lot of radio songs on that album at all.
But that did have really cool art. I will say that on that vinyl. Oh my goodness.
The artwork on that one, probably the best out of all the ones that we had.
The Bones Mobile.
Yeah.
I remember that guy. Dude, that no, so yeah, I really don't know. Maybe Guilty All the Same is maybe one I had heard.
That's right. That was the lead single
Guilty
off the album.
All the Same.
I remember that one. Yeah.
So that one I definitely knew, but it was the 3rd one on it. And yeah, like Klepp said, we were honestly jonesing for just like jam or like classic rock or just I don't know. We were not expecting this. So at first it was like, are we just like raging right now? Like the first song, like are we getting fucking crazy?
And we were, because that first song, and I even warned both of you, I was like, boys, this one's gonna come in hot. and right out of the gates, no control.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Dude, that one was crazy. A Final Masquerade. Like I remember just
I mean, it gets sort of hip hoppy towards the middle.
There's a Tom Morello song on here as well.
Yeah, that's the instrumental song.
Yeah, Drawbar. Yeah, no, this was a again, not expecting it, but what a way to kick off the 3.0.
It was a really aggressive start. Speaking of Tom Morello, I feel like he's in a lot of other like random songs. Am I wrong? I don't know. I just feel like he like Rage Against.
He features on a lot.
I feel like the whole band Rage Against the Machines just they they all just go everywhere. Yeah,
I mean, they
it's not a bad
do.
thing.
Audio Slave is Rage Against the Machine, but then instead of Zach De La Rocha, they have Chris Cornell singing. But
That's
every
wild.
other member was in Rage Against the Machine.
Interesting.
Yeah, wow.
I mean, it's fitting with that album and what we heard, and then Rage Against the Machines like work. So, but yeah, very aggressive start. I liked it though. It was fun. It was cool. I wasn't like annoyed. It was cool. I mean, it's the game. You're forced to listen to no matter what, and I liked it.
And it was 1.5 discs. I don't know if we mentioned that
Yeah.
already.
Yep. So yeah, one full disc, and then the second disc only had a C side. The D side was artwork.
Indeed.
Okay.
And then, so we listened to that, and we're like, all right, where do we go from here?
Oh boy, we all know where this is going.
And then we turned to Michael. Michael, you chose, and what did you find?
Dude, I got Down Home
Yes.
by Seals and Crofts. I was like, what? I had no idea what I was looking at. I'm like, who is this? What is this? What year? It looks super old. I'm like, Adam, you got this from your dad, right? He's like, nope. I'm like, okay. I had no idea what to expect. The album cover is just two dudes sitting at what looks like a bar, and they look terrible.
Should I go grab it?
Yeah, go grab it.
Might as well, yeah.
Dude,
It was the most random thing.
I had no idea. I didn't know a single song by these fellers. But when you look at it, like you said, it just looks old, like the cover. And the guy, I don't know which one's Seals, which one's Croft. I'm Team Crofts forever. But
Seals.
The guy who is like crossing his legs, he kind of looks like McCartney a little bit. All right, Clap Talk.
That hand me down shoe.
Oh my God.
That hand me down shoe.
Oh my God.
Do you know which one's which, Clap?
You would hope left or right.
I would assume this guy is Seals.
Yeah.
This guy's Crofts.
Big Crofts guy.
I'm telling you.
See, I'm more Seals.
Crofts. No, for everyone listening to this right now, watching, whatever, like, please, I really wonder how many people actually have heard of them. I simply haven't. I don't know. And it's weird because they're from LA, but if I didn't know that, I would have thought they're from like South Alabama or Mississippi or something. It did not have an LA vibe to it, which is not a bad thing. I was very surprised. Let's just say that.
I completely agree. And actually, so you mentioned that they're from LA, and I was going to mention the same thing because Linkin Park is also from LA. So we started off with back-to-back LA bands.
Wow. Very different sounding too. Big city, huh?
Yeah.
I guess. Oh, go ahead, Spruce.
Well, I was just going to throw in there. So Down Home is the second studio album by Seals and Crofts, released in 1970. It's described as pop folk or folk rock. I just consider them
fair.
A bunch of yodelers and just laying it down on that acoustic guitar.
Another thing too, I guess, to give context. So in the pool of Vinyl Roulette, I want to say it was a little over 350. Does that sound right?
Oh yeah.
Including the odds boosts.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you just think about it. What are the odds of getting 2 LA bands in a row? Probably not much.
Dude, we could create stats with Vinyl Roulette, like they just make them up for baseball. We could be like, how many times have you listened to an LA band in a row on a Tuesday when it's raining?
And so here's another thing I'll throw out there. Let me know if you two agree. So on the first Vinyl Roulette we did, I would say ZZ Top was the surprise album, meaning that you go into it not really knowing what you're getting into. Like on that ZZ Top album, I knew the song Cheap Sunglasses, and I just got my face ripped off for 45 minutes. Like the Seals and Crofts album, I knew nothing about, and I got my face ripped off for 45 minutes. Like, would you guys agree this was the surprise album of Roulette 3.0? You don't have to say yes. I can see by your face, Bruce. I don't think you agree.
I mean, it's I mean, I don't want to reveal what's coming up, but there was a lot of
Yeah, that-
surprises.
A simple
that
no
I
will
just-
do.
Well, yeah, I don't know. It was all very surprising. Did I expect to listen to Seals and Crofts over a Guardians baseball game? No way. But hey, Cal Quantrill was pitching dynamite on television.
Alejandro Kirk.
And Alejandro Kirk, that meat hound.
Oh my God.
So yeah, we were watching the
Yeah.
Guardians while listening to these as well.
Yeah.
And for reference, this was back in August of 2022.
Yep.
So yeah, we Seals and Crofted up. We were fully deep into this, and God only knows where we were going to go, but we knew we were going to dive into Klep's odds boost because again, he had won the game that we set up. So Klep, I believe you had, I think there was like 10 or
There were 10.
10
I'm
albums.
trying to think what I had. I knew I had Vitology by Pearl
You
Jam.
had that Fish album.
I had Lawn Boy by Fish. That's 2. I had Animals by Pink Floyd. I had Santana 3. I mean, I had the one that got picked.
It's all right.
Yeah, that's enough selections. You get the idea.
Either way, they were going to be fucking dynamite. And the fact that we only had 10. So we had to think of a way to like, okay, now how do we choose these? So I remember we had the cards in front of us. And I was like, all right, the lowest one, an ace is 1, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I mixed them up and I was like, all right, Klep, choose one. And I think you chose number 6 or 7. And we worked down the list very slowly. And what did we find?
Jamiroquai, Emergency on Planet Earth.
Amazing. Amazing. Wow.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, okay, so like I just said Seals and Crofts was like the surprise album, but like I think this was like the best listening experience that we got from 3.0. I mean, I was super pumped for this because I've been telling Michael and JJ about this album for so long. Well, not just this album, but more this band. And just to get like a full album experience, like I could not have been happy.
Yeah. Have you heard the news today? Yeah, dude, that song's awesome. And you can like it's casual, you can work out to it. You can just listen to it in the car. You can dance to it. It's really just crazy good music. It's jam band galore. Every instrument and more just going off at the same time. The guy's voice is amazing. And
JK.
Jeez, man, that band's awesome. They just go around and do everything. And if you look them up on your phone, whether you have Amazon Music, Spotify, whatever, like in that album, I don't think I heard it on the vinyl, but they have like live versions within the album.
So that's the
weird.
deluxe. That's the deluxe edition. Like those are all at the very end.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just like the vinyl copy I had, just the standard edition. So yeah, we didn't get any of those. But yeah, I mean, that album is insane. I think it's Jamiroquai's best. That's why that was the Jamiroquai album I chose to boost.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, Revolution 1993, that song was pretty.
Oh yeah, the song, the way it
crazy.
starts and at the ending of it goes nuts. Yeah, I highly recommend everyone here listen. Jamiroquai, was it Escape or Emergency on Planet Earth?
Yep.
Yeah, highly recommend that album. It was just through and through.
We always do that on every vinyl roulette. We're like, if there's one takeaway you get from this, listen to this album. And I think this is the one from 3.0.
Yeah, it's like for everyone too. It's not like it doesn't have a certain niche, like maybe Linkin Park might have or what have you. But anyway, you show it to your parents, your whatever. It's good stuff.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely insane music. Like that is definitely the most fun part about doing this is just there's always like one artist or like one something that just sticks with me after doing these roulettes that I'll be like, I want to know more. And this is
exactly
one where I went through the entire discography. This album, but I think this is their best album as well. I just keep going back constantly to just we're
too young to do.
No, honestly, so my favorite part in that album starts on track number 5, Music of the Mind.
Oh
And
yeah,
just an instrumental, and then it goes directly into Emergency on Planet Earth, and then it goes Whatever It Is, I Just Can't Stop, and then Blow Your Mind. Those 4 right there are like, if I ever just have like 25 minutes to kill, I'll just be like, yep. It's either that or the first 5 songs.
Oh,
of
I
Come
just
Tomorrow
got
by Dave.
chills thinking about that.
Yeah. Mine's the first track, When You Gonna Learn. That one's awesome.
Oh, dude,
Love that
yeah.
song.
That is.
And it was crazy. Just like this vinyl was crazy to look at when you like
Oh
open it up.
yeah.
All right, I'm gonna go grab it.
Yeah, Clep's gonna grab it, but on the inside, it kind of just gave a brief background about JK and how this album came to fruition. And I'm pretty sure it was When You Gonna Learn that he made as a single, pitched it to Sony, and they gave him an 8-album deal. 8-album deal after one fucking demo. That's how good like they and like JK and everyone was. And very well. I remember asking like during, I'm like, how do you get it? Like 8 albums after one song. And Kleps is like, are you listening to this right now?
Yeah. Have you guys talked about Jamiroquai on here before?
No, never.
Well,
Wait,
for everyone,
yes, we have
Oh yeah,
top
you're right.
top albums
Top
of
albums.
1996 and 94.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
For sure. Well, I just wanted for people listening, if just to give him like a reference, Napoleon Dynamite when he dances at the end, that's Jamiroquai.
Yeah,
yes, it's
Canned
very
Heat.
funky.
That
Yeah.
is off
So
of
just
the album
everyone-
A Funk Odyssey.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
just give everyone a sense of what they are. What
it
they
was like
sound
that song. It was that song, Canned Heat, and then Virtual Insanity. That
Yes, that's like a
really
legit pop song almost. I mean,
Yes,
a lot of people know
that song gets play on alternative rock radio. And
Yeah.
then I just showed the Jamiroquai one, but we were talking about it earlier. This is the Linkin Park one.
Wait, Club,
Whoa.
grab the Jamiroquai one again. Well, once you're done showing that, and open it up on the inside.
Open it up, yeah.
Oh my goodness. How did I forget that earlier?
That's
So,
yeah.
Pretty Plain Jane, right? Pretty Plain Jane.
Bang.
Whoops.
Oops.
Yeah, the artwork on this unreal. And so we're pretty blessed because we got,
We're blessed. Bless up. Bless 'em.
Seals and Crofts doesn't open, but then here's the Linkin Park opened up too. Like crazy artwork.
The Bones. So that was a double discer, like we said. Seals and Croft was 1 disc. So currently we are 4.5 discs in, halfway through.
Yep.
And I am back up after that amazing just destroyment of my face and limbs in Emergency on Planet Earth. Where do we go from here? I reach in and I pull out the only quadruple discer in the entire roulette.
You picked that one.
I picked that one, and it was Speaker Box, The Love Below by Outkast.
Quadruple disc, double album. Speaker Box is the Big Boy album. The Love Below is the Andre album. Let's open it up.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh yeah. Sorry, kids.
Zoom in.
He just left that open the entire time I listened to it too. I'm just like kept looking back, like what? What is this?
It's the Love Below.
Yeah, people go look at
He
that.
warns you.
He does warn you. And so again, the only quadruple disc here that Club has, and people know Outkast, Roses, they know Hey Ya, they know Miss Jackson, they know
I like the way.
Yeah, the way you move. And,
all those songs are on it.
yeah. Except for Miss Jackson, all of those are on this. And so we looked it up. I remember Michael, you pointed out, you were like, this is this won Grammy Album of the Year in 2004, and we were like halfway through this. 2003. Sorry.
Yeah, it was 3. Yeah, my bad.
And I was like, holy shit! Like this, like how? Here's another fun fact or stat that we can make up. How many Grammy award-winning albums do you have, or do we have in this entire?
There's probably more in the collection, honestly, that we don't know about. I'd be willing to bet this is probably the only one that's been pulled. I mean, were the Grammys around in the 70s?
I was gonna say, how many would Led Zeppelin
Because
have?
I was gonna say Physical Graffiti, I could see that. But I don't know that the Grammys existed back then.
Yeah, I don't know shit
Um,
either.
Other
But
than that,
yeah.
that's probably the only one.
Dude, this album was insane, and I think it was 4 songs in where I'm like chilling on the floor watching the guards and just being like, "This is goo funk." That is
That's
the
what
only
it
way I
is.
could describe this. What I was hearing in the backing track throughout this entire thing, it was jazz, it was funky, it was like hip hop, it was. I, and this was the first Outkast album I've ever listened to all the way through, and to be able to do it with, like, again, Big Boys, the first 2 discs, and then Andre is just the last 2. And I don't know about, or for me, I think Andre, the Love Below, I kind of veered towards a little bit more because of like, it had much more jazz influence. Like, the backing tracks were much more bigger, but I don't know, that goo funk though in the speaker box as well just destroyed me.
Dude, he like plays guitar in The Love Below. Like, there's like a decent amount of like acoustic guitar in it. It sounds really like jazzy, like you mentioned. And I do prefer that one slightly more than the speaker box. So get this. So speaker box is 56 minutes long. The Love Below is just over 78 minutes. So it's almost, it's a good 20-minute difference there in songs. And I get it. Love Below had longer songs, but very
Dracula's
groovy.
Wedding.
Dude, the songs are wild. It is. Oh my god. But yeah, like Roses, Hey Yeah, The Way You Move, and like we've all heard like those songs when you're younger, like on the radio. But when you listen to a whole album through, it kind of like puts a little perspective on it. You kind of like listen to it in a different.
Yep.
Yeah. I like it. I
Mhm.
loved it. It was a lot better than I thought it'd be. So I'm not the biggest rap, hip hop. Like, that's not my main music, but that was awesome. I forgot it was even rap at first. It was just
Yeah,
really good.
because it's goo funk.
Exactly, it's not rap.
Outkast is goo funk.
Yeah, that was a treat though. That was a nice surprise. I didn't even know you had that. So that was really cool.
Yeah, no, and I would agree. I like the Love Below slightly more. Sorry, Big Boy, if you're listening. No hard feelings. Your album was great too.
It was incredible. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
was absolutely incredible. And yeah, some of these songs, I mean, I'm just going through it now. Like I said, Dracula's Wedding, She Lives in My Lap, Pink and Blue is
Yeah.
another just ripper. The Rooster, Unhappy. Oh my god. Yeah, this whole album, again, and really didn't know anything
Dear
about
God,
Outkast.
just like Andre poetry for 2 minutes.
And I talked about as well, like Jamiroquai, like I went through their entire discography. Right there, here's Jamiroquai. Right here was Outkast on like how much I've dove in, and honestly, more recently in the past couple of weeks, I've been just diving into all their albums. I even like watched like the Driven documentary on VH1. How did we get here? Let's show the same 5 pictures 10 times, but zoom in on different angles. Outkast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh, wait, go ahead, Michael.
Going back to the Grammys were invented in 1959.
Whoa. Okay. So,
Led Zeppelin has
graffiti.
one.
What
No,
is
they
it?
have, from what I'm seeing, it's one Grammy in 1970 new artist.
What? That's it?
Yeah,
That
who
is
knows, man?
absurd.
But who knows? That's just what I found in a quick little search. I'm trying, but
Yeah.
they have
Okay.
21 like music awards, but the Grammys like the peak of it. I'm not sure what else,
Okay.
but yeah, 1959. So just for reference, and I don't know how many songs are there before 1959 that were like, yeah.
Well, then here is a future episode that maybe we can bring you back on for, Michael. We should dive into Grammy award-winning albums by the decade and then rank them.
That'd be cool.
Ooh, I like that.
And yeah, listen to the top album of each year starting at 59. But for now, we will head back to our 3.0. And so we have absolutely just gone goo funked. I'm sticky. I'm wet. The Guardians just lost. That meat hound destroyed us. And so yeah, we were getting ready to dive into number 4. And again, so this was a 4-discer. Before we had listened to 4.5 discs. So now we are at 8.5 discs, and we're still going on to number 5.
Yeah, with one album, we've almost doubled the amount of music we've listened to.
Yeah.
True.
And the minimum, again, is obviously just 6, but we're already at 8.5. So where do we go from here? It's Michael's turn. What do you choose?
No,
Oh my gosh.
it's my turn. It's my turn.
No, it's not. You
Oh,
greedy
no,
little
it's gonna be
pig.
mine.
You greedy
Yeah.
little pig.
You agree?
You're right.
Dude, I actually did I even know the band's name beforehand?
You did
Probably
not know their name beforehand. Not a chance.
Yeah, I so like like what JJ's like, you're getting ready, you're getting excited. I'm going down the list and I see my number and I'm like, who? But it was amazing. But who is it, guys? I kind of forgot.
So Michael chose a local Cleveland band that is now touring all throughout the U.S. called Tropidelic, and the album was Of Illusion, which was released in 2020. And we actually have had Tropidelic's very own Rex Larkman on earlier this year, I think way back in like April or something, and we chatted it up with him.
Yeah, it was the day the Cavs played the Brooklyn Nets for the play-in game.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna go grab that album.
That's hilarious that you remember it for that. But yeah, no, shout out to Rex. He's an incredible drummer. So this band, again, is born and raised in Kent, Ohio, which is just outside of Cleveland a little bit. And then a bunch of the members now are in Cleveland and based out of here. And it is like a reggae funk band that has, I don't know, probably like 7 members. Klepp and I had the pleasure of seeing them at up at Nelson's Ledges. It's called Sunny Days Festival that they put on, and it was incredible experience to be able to I don't know, just see them live. And yeah, so Klepp, talk real quick and
We got Tropidelic, and yeah, this album has a ton of guest features. So like track number 2, New World, has I'm gonna butcher this, but excellent rapper Mattis Yahoo, and then we got Bumpin' Uglies and the Elevators. Track 3, IDWD, had the Quasi Kings. Track 4 had RDG LD GRN. Track 5, Sunny Days, had Devin the Dude. Track 6 had the fucking Dirty Heads, Snowman. And then track 9, Feels Like Home, had Swayze. So a lot of features on this album.
And correct me if I'm wrong, was it the first album with the Rex as their drummer?
Second.
Okay.
So the first one with Rex is Here in the Heights.
Yes.
And then Of Illusion, and then the one they just released earlier this year, All the Colors.
Kick ass. Yeah, no, I had heard some of these songs. Again, when Cup and I saw them back in May, I just would shuffle their songs and from the most recent albums, especially because we want to support our boy Rex and listen to the albums that he was
like
on as well.
Reggae, rap, funk. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's such a unique sound
with horns and everything, and it was honestly perfect for us. We needed a single discer after just the goo funk that we went through, and just again, the fact that it was reggae was such a different vibe than what we've had experienced the entire day. The fact that it was like a local fucking Cleveland band that Klepp had on vinyl was like insane to me as well.
Yeah, and I say that to any artist that comes on. If your shit gets pressed on vinyl, I will buy it, and I've stayed true to that. We have only had 2 artists that have had their shit pressed on vinyl, Tropidelic and Reign of Kindo, and I have every album that they have pressed on vinyl in my collection.
Here you go. See, you already are getting some money right from Klepp if you're pressing that, so you can count on that when you're debating if you should or should not.
Let that be your deciding factor.
The Klepp factor. Always here, always there, ready to buy anywhere. Hell yeah. So perfect. It felt like it happened in a blink because it was just only one disc. Like it went by so quick.
Very, very happy songs though. It was a good vibe, summer chilling, like
Yes,
I got
absolutely.
that vibe from it. And it was like starting to get dark around that time. And I'm like, oh well. But like if you're like on like a road trip or something, like this is definitely just like good vibe music. I really liked it. And had Swayze in there too. Like what? That's kind
Yeah.
of cool.
Yeah,
But
that
yeah,
was pretty crazy.
I enjoyed it.
So we were debating. We're like, listen, we're getting hungry. It's getting later in the evening. Do we make some food or do we power through? And we decided
More.
one more. And now, Klepp, it was your turn.
And this album, I say, was the most overlooked album of the experience, simply
Oh, is this right?
because of Jamiroquai and Outkast. We got destroyed by those. We calmed down with the Tropidelic album, and then we got this absolute classic. And
Yeah.
I almost feel like we didn't give it the proper appreciation it deserved because we had just gotten thrown in the blender and spit out, but we got the Yes album by Yes.
That was arguably my favorite one of the whole experience, the whole Vinyl Roulette. Yeah, that song. There's so many good songs on it, and when I say so many, I mean like 3 or 4. There's only what 8 songs in that whole album.
No, not even. There's 6. So
6. So there's like 3 of them I have on my phone and everything. But dude, they're so nuts. Oh
Yours Is No Disgrace,
Yeah.
The Clap, and Starship Trooper are side 1.
Starship
and then
Trooper,
side
holy
2.
shit.
Oh, Starship Trooper, like that is like freaking 3 songs in one. And side 2 is I've Seen All Good People, Adventure,
Popular
and
song.
Perpetual Change.
Yeah, I've seen All Good People. I feel like most people like either heard it. It's in movies a lot, and whatever. But what's the one? The first one?
Starship
Yours Is
No-
No Disgrace.
Dude,
Yeah.
that song is boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
Dude.
That song is almost 10 minutes and
it's like, dude, that part you're doing right now would be crazy in like a Mario Kart. Like, like imagine playing Mario Kart and that comes on. That'd be sick. It kind of gives you that vibe. But no, that was arguably my favorite one. I've always liked Yes. They're like almost like not the original jam band, but they definitely are a jam band for being that old.
They started in the
it.
late 60s. Like they were right around the time that Grateful Dead started, but they are not thought of in the same way. But I mean, I don't know. To me, there's like no comparison. Yes is like
No.
down better.
I completely agree. But Adam made a good point. If we would have heard this earlier in the process of doing all this, it might have maybe gotten it got attention. Don't get me wrong, but after listening hours and hours and hours, music, it's the last one. It was still amazing, but we probably would have been more like,
So that Linkin Park album was over an hour. Seals and Crofts is about 45. That Jamiroquai one, I believe, is like a little bit over an hour. The Outkast one's over 2 hours. The Trop one's short. I want to say that one's like 35 minutes. But my point being, we're like 6 hours deep when we get to Yes.
Yeah. But
that's like almost a work day for a lot of people.
Yeah. And we didn't like mess around. Like we open one, boom, boom, next. And it's not like we, mess around. Man.
Pee breaks. That's about it.
Yeah, but even then.
But yeah, no, dude, that was an incredible experience with those 6. Like again, who could have predicted that? Again, we got those 6 fucking albums all in a row, and like the craziest different music. And again, it's the beauty of it, just being able to, you are listening to this all the way through kind of mentality. So yeah, that was kick ass. The boys, we just bought a whole, like I think we bought steaks, we had mussels, we had everything ready to go, and we feasted. And when you feast, you kind of want to feast some more on some vinyl music. And we did that. We were like, fuck it, we have all these vinyls here, why don't we just choose to play some? So to give you a rundown, we won't dive too deep into these, but we started it off with some
Remember
I
two
don't know.
things.
Yeah, wait. What's that guy's name?
Dave.
Dave.
No, it's definitely the most underrated album, I'd say. Like, I don't know. I was blown away. I never heard it before, and that was amazing. I literally, the next morning, I just added the whole album to my phone.
Remember two
It was
things,
so
Dave.
good.
Yeah.
Recently,
Yeah.
Mirror Nets.
Recently,
Oh
yeah,
my,
man.
I woke up
Mirror
singing that
Nets.
this morning.
Yeah.
Dude, so we did
And,
Remember Two Things, and then we honestly, I think we listened to Away from the
Away
World
from the
next.
world.
that was good too.
Yeah, that is a really cool one. The vinyl discs are like see-through.
Yep.
It's like clear, so you can see through it, which was cool. And then from there, where did we go?
Sergeant Pepper's.
That's
Yep.
right, dude. I almost forgot about Sergeant Pepper's.
No, that was like the whole thing I was remembering. Like, dude, we listened to the whole Beatles.
Dude,
That was sick.
Yep.
dude, and like I remember you asking like what vibe are we going for? I'm just like a Beatles album, I guess would be rowdy. And I'm like, I know Sergeant Pepper's with a little help from my friends. Like, let's go grab that. And both of you were like, I really know nothing about this. So we put it on, and then when we open it up, we have a group chat with us, our three caricatures or Bitmojis or whatever heads, and then Dave Matthews head on another. But it is the picture. It's the picture.
I didn't even realize Dave's head was on one of them.
What?
Wait, are you serious?
No,
Wait,
I
what?
had no idea.
Clap.
Wait, look at
what?
your phone. Look at your phone right now. Wait, what
I
do you mean?
honestly, I just thought the one that wasn't us was another Beatle.
What,
dude, no, his
Dave with
face
his
is
tongue
so
out.
funny. Yeah. Oh my god.
That's hilarious.
Wait, whoa, I totally see it. Yeah, he's got like his tongue sticking out. Oh my goodness.
So,
Jeez.
and it's literally it is the picture when you open up the vinyl, and I remember just geeking out to that as well. I'm like, boys, this is what I made it off of without even knowing that it's what was inside of it. So we listened to Sergeant Pepper's, and then we finished it off. Where do we end?
We kind of ended with Happy However After by The Reign of Kindo, and we thought the needle on my record player was shot. It actually wasn't. It just got like a fiber from somebody's shirt stuck on it, so it was playing the record like really weird and not how it's supposed to sound. So we didn't even flip it. We just killed it after like honestly a song and a half. So it didn't even get pulled from the roulette master list. It is still on there, and we still could get that full experience in a future roulette because we did not truly get it there in 3.0.
Yeah, no, and again, those were just bonus. All those could come up. Sergeant Pepper's, bring it back. And speaking of Sergeant Pepper's, here's the picture that I was referring to. If you can see it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, here, I'll just keep talking.
That's awesome.
So again, the picture from Sergeant Pepper's, and it's the boys and Dave.
Man. But yeah, that album, we really probably don't need a deep dive on that because I feel like most people know what it is, what it's about. It was awesome. I feel like, is that when the Beatles like changed themselves a little bit, or did they do that before?
Oh, yeah.
Or is this like the first album when they like, we're not
the straight boy, the straight haired boys
exactly
anymore.
Yeah, like guitars up their chest and
we
all
went
that.
to India and just decided to get crazy. And Klopp, remember that song like Within You, Without You? Oh fuck, it's actually gonna bother me that I don't know.
Wait, there's that one song where John doesn't sing. Who else does?
Probably George.
It's not Paul. Yeah, George. Yeah, because
it's gotta be George.
Yeah, it's Within You, Without You, and it just is got crazy, like the sitar.
Yeah, is that the one that you were just like, this is Egyptian music?
Yeah, it's literally just the sitar going. That's where you could tell the Beatles
Minarets.
Drank too much, they smoked too much, they ate too much, too much. But yeah, no, we had a great weekend, boys. Great weekend. That was awesome. The night before, we jammed a bunch, and we even got to watch a great flick called The Haunted Mansion. And
the river.
Forevers and evers.
The storm is flooded the river. And then we ended it. We ended the other night with watching the Spy Kids. The first one.
That's
of
right.
We tried to watch The Cat from Outer Space, but that was a dud.
Oh,
So-
I almost feel like that we should have maybe
Yeah.
hung in there for like 20 more minutes.
Club, you would have been
we need to
sleeping.
give it-
You would have been sleeping by
That's
minute
true.
15.
That's true. But
I don't
when
know.
had these-
That had me pulled in. That's why I was able to stay up for the Haunted Mansion, because it was like so ridiculous. I was just yelling at the TV the whole time.
Dude, Spy Kids. You tell me Spy Kids isn't ridiculous enough for you.
those thumb things were like freaking me out, man.
I'm just saying, if I'm not standing up, just like, then I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, we all know that.
Yeah, well, do you know that Floop is a man, help us, save us. Floop is a man,
That was the
help
funniest
us,
part.
save us.
They rewinded it.
Yeah, so great time all around. Great 3.0. I think we all kind of had a consensus where we were like, this is the best one. Like, this was the fucking rowdiest one.
Yeah, and we're getting more like innovative with how we pick them and stuff like that. So in the future, it'll get better and better. Not saying it wasn't bad, but it's the third one's better than the second one. Second one's better than the first one, etc. And speaking of that, so I'm thinking, okay, you guys have so many albums. What happens like when we're down to like 100? And I realized, Adam and JJ buy like 5 albums a week. So I think we're always just gonna be they're always gonna be stacking up. So I don't think we'll ever run out.
At no point in time has the pool of albums gotten smaller from one roulette to the
exactly.
next.
And it will
And
never.
every roulette, every roulette, it's only 6 albums that we're taking out. And obviously we're roulette 4, 5, 6, etc. We don't use any albums we listened to before, obviously.
Mhm.
But these freaks out here are just keeping record stores in business very well. So there's just always more, which is good. Because my initial thought was like, okay, how many times can we do this until the probability is, right there in our face? But nope, it'll always be a new adventure, new songs, new music. And I'm excited for the next one. I love being a part of these. I always wake up the next morning and I just have all these new songs and perspective on like albums I never thought about or thought about for 10 seconds, 10 years ago, whatever have you. But yeah, it's fun stuff. I'm excited for the next one.
And that's really what Vinyl Roulette is. It is a fully immersive experience upon which new music is discovered, old music is re-listened to, and it's just done in a medium and a way where you are just fully immersed in it.
Yeah, I mean, you can get Green Day Dookie or Kendrick Lamar Mad City or whatever. You know what I mean? It's so you never know you're gonna get. It's really cool.
And then you could get John Coltrane afterwards, and then Metallica after that. Like anything goes.
Anything goes. And we'll continue, and it's just fun to be able to recap just it on episodes like this as well for us. So if no one listens to this, I know I will continue to listen to these as the years go by.
Oh yeah. I highly recommend all you to try it or make up your own way of doing something like it. It's really fun. We're on our way to doing the 4th one, so try it out sometime.
And ultimately, just listen to music how it's supposed to be listened to in the order the artist created it.
That's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, Michael, we appreciate you joining us, breaking that down. I know we've been talking about getting you on for a minute, so we are blessed, as Klepp said earlier, and we'll continue to have you on as we
this will not be the last you see of Michael.
Hell yeah. No, absolutely. It's my first one, and viewers, listeners, I'll be back.
Hell yeah.
You love it. Well, besides that, my name is Spruce.
I'm Klepp.
And this has been
I'm
another
Michael.
episode of
Vinyl
Stallions. Oh yeah, we didn't mention Michael is one of the voices in our intro, so shout out.
Yes. Yeah, we actually recorded it that weekend.